every document starts with document declaration. That is what we discussed. So whenever we are designing a document, what is the purpose of declaration? I explained that point. What is the purpose of declaration? Document declaration indicates that we are using which version of HTML? HTML version 5, right? So document declaration indicates we are using HTML5. How document declaration is defined? Doc type HTML. These two basic points we learned. So whenever you are designing a page, this is our project. And in this project, initially we created a simple page that is index.html. Flipkart term, right? We created a simple index.html page. In that, we have to first start with doc type. What is its purpose? Already I explained. Capitalization doesn't matter. We can use uppercase, lowercase, anything. So latest version of HTML is HTML5, and HTML5 onwards, it is important to mention doc type HTML. It is called document declaration. It is used to tell the browser engine that we are using which version of HTML5, right? That is document declaration. So next, after document declaration, we have another document scope. After document declaration, the next thing is document scope. Every document scope is defined by using HTML. This is called document scope. Document scope specifies where a document starts and where a document ends. So actually, this is document, and here we need to mention where the document starts and ends. Document start and end is defined by using HTML. This indicates start and end of document. Why we need this document start and end? Because actually we are using a browser. So this is Edge browser. In this browser, some page can display. If anyone asks, like, can a browser display more than one page at a time? Generally, in a browser, you can watch a page. Can a browser display more than one page at a time? Yes, it can display. A browser can display more than one page at a time. But what is problem is, browser is going to merge all content into one document and display. So you are trying to display two documents in browser. Browser will consider them as one. Internally, it is going to merge and display. So for general people who are watching our website, it looks as a single screen. That's okay. But for developers, that will be a problem. Because if everything is merged into one place, then it is difficult for a developer to handle contents of one document and another document. That is the reason For developer, we need a clean classification of document. For general people who are watching, they doesn't require. So how developer classifies document area, where it starts, where it ends. I will show you clearly here. Suppose this is document 1. I am writing another document, document 2. I designed 2 documents and I am displaying these 2 documents in the browser. In the browser, these 2 documents will come like this. In the browser, the 2 documents are here. Observe carefully when I right click and inspect. Inspect means developer tools will open. In the inspect, you can see that both documents are actually merged into one body. Actually, I designed document 1 separate and document 2 separate. But what browser is doing, it is merging the documents and keeping in one body. For a person who is watching it, it's okay. It doesn't matter for him. He can see your 2 contents. But now it is a problem for developer. Suppose I need to write some logic to handle contents in document 1. Then there is no boundary for document 1. We don't know where it starts, where it ends. That is the reason, don't write without scope. If you write without scope also, it works. It works, it will display. But writing scope is important. Why writing scope is important? Developer need to understand which content belong to document 1, which content belong to document 2. So it is very important to define the scope of document. And the document scope is defined by using one tag. What is the tag? HTML. So what this document scope specifies? It specifies the start and end of a document in browser. Where document starts, where document ends, we have to mention. So everything is defined inside this document scope. Actually, after document declaration, we need to define the document scope. Now, second document, we will not use. So you need, so we have doc. It tells that we are using HTML5. After that, it tells where your document starts and where your document ends. When you are designing a web page, these 2 are very basic, and in the same order you have to write. First start with declaration, and after that define the scope. Once you define the scope, see here, currently document is empty, nothing is there. Here, I will write some details like offer, ends, on. Suppose I am writing like, so 4, so 10, 2023. I written like this. When we written like this, it is going to display here. It is going to display that here. Now the concept, the point is when offer is going to end, in which month it is going to end, which day it is going to end. Is it 4th October or April 10? It is confusion. Why? Because internet is worldwide use. And your websites You may be designing your website here. You may be creating and designing your website here. But what is the problem is you may be designing the website here, but worldwide people may be using across from various locations. That means globally, anybody can watch your website and everybody's format is not same. That means you write month, day, year. Some people write day, month, year. Now the confusion for browser is unable to understand the dates, numbers you typed. Whenever you are designing a web page, it's very important to tell which version you are using, at the same time which language you are using. So browser needs to clearly understand, which language is used for designing this page, so that according to that language, it can present the contents. So whenever you design a HTML document, it's very important that every HTML document scope must define the content language type. It must define the content language type. That means in which language the content is defined. Usually it is written like this. We have HTML. In that, we have to use an attribute called language is equal to English India. Like this, we define the language. If you are presenting the content in Indian language, suppose if it is US, it is English US, English UK. You need to define the language type. So when you are designing a document, it's very important to mention which language the document is using. Otherwise, browsers cannot understand the content. Why? Because these days, websites are designed in different languages and browsers can translate them. I hope you have seen in my various occasions, when you open a website belongs to some other language, the browser alerts you. The browser says that, I see that this is not in your language. Do you want to translate? Have you seen that? For example, suppose I am using some website here. So I am watching some website. This is some website. When I open this website, in this website, there can be lot of languages used here. There can be lot of languages used here. Suppose React, I will open org. Right. There can be lot of options here. So React, right. You can see this is now actually they can display this in different languages. Suppose Angular like this. You can see they can display this in different languages. Currently, I am watching in English. You can see different languages are below. When I select any language, then automatically it will display that in that language. Some websites directly open in that language. After opening in that language, our browser will alert us. You might have seen browser shows a pop-up saying that, do you want to translate? How browser knows that you doesn't belong to that language? How browser knows that you doesn't belong to that language and it is asking for translate? That means browser is able to understand that you belong to some US English or UK English, depending on your language settings in your computer. In your computer, you have language settings. I hope you people know in your computer, there will be control panel. Am I right? In the control panel, you will have your control panel have language settings. In those language settings, this is your control panel. In the control panel, you can select your date, time, language settings, everything. According to your date, time settings, time zone settings, language settings, it understands that you doesn't belong to some Chinese or Japanese or Korean. Then immediately browser alerts that, do you want me to translate? So whenever anybody is designing a web page, what they have to do is, whenever they design a web page, they have to tell what language type the content is. It is English only, but in English, which English? Because browser can clearly understand, okay, this is month, this is year, and this is day, depending on what language type is defined. So how to write the language? We have to use an attribute called what? Language. Language, we will use English India. That's how we have to write. Remember, this is a standard format. You have to write exactly like that. If it is English US, you say US. English UK, it is GB, Britain. So depending on which language it is. So whenever you design web page, document declaration compulsory, document scope compulsory. In the document scope, which language is compulsory. So you can observe that actually, suppose you know, I will open here Amazon, Amazon.com. Amazon.com doesn't belong to India. It is actually US. Amazon.com is US. Now, when I open this Amazon.com and here I try to browse any product. Suppose I will select any product. All the product details will be displayed in dollars. So it is displaying the numeric format and the currency format will be in dollars. And let's see here, right click, inspect, and you see the code of this page. Here you can see the elements. In the elements, you can observe that language is English US. That is Amazon.com. Suppose I open now Amazon.in. This is Indian. Then its language says it is English India. Now here currency format changes, currency symbol changes, the order changes. Order means day, month, year. Year, month, day, day, month, year, day, depending on which language. So as a software developer, when you are developing a web page, as per the standards, you need to mention. First thing, you tell which version of HTML you are using. You tell where document starts and ends. And you have to tell which language you are using for content. And for that, you need to define an attribute. So what is that attribute? You have to write language. Language is equal to English India. So this is the third thing you have to remember. So document declaration, document scope, and in document scope, which language you are using. Once you define this document scope, there is another point. Actually, browser engines use lexical scope technique. Browser engines use lexical scope techniques. This is known to high-level experts. High-level experts knows this lexical scope. Out of 199.9%, nobody knows about HTML lexical scope. Anybody who is also working in a company, ask him what is HTML lexical scope, he don't know. Very high level experts only know about this lexical scope because it is related to browser engine actually. The point is, what is lexical scope? Why we need to understand lexical scope is, generally browsers, what they do is, once they translate, last session I explained how browser translates HTML. We learned about HTML parsing technique. Lexical means it is an approach where it handles bottom to top. Bottom to top approach it will follow. Usually programming languages, compilers, they have different approaches, top to bottom, bottom to top, hybrid approaches. Lexical is bottom to top. And this high level technicians know. Then you will see when you go to companies, lot of people are writing logic in the way which you haven't learned. You learned in an order. But when you go to real-time projects, you will see your seniors are not using that order. They are not following that order. They are using lot of techniques you haven't learned at all. Why they are using those techniques? Because by implementing those techniques, they can improve the performance of websites. For example, why we are discussing lexical scope? Because actually many software developers, what they do is, when they are designing a web page, they will write lot of declarations here. That means they will write lot of declarations here. That means they include lot of content here, which is never recommended in any of trainings. That means any YouTube channel, any software websites will never tell you to write outside HTML. But when you go to companies, your seniors are writing outside HTML. Why nobody is recommending me writing outside HTML and why my seniors write outside HTML? Because they know the lexical scope, and when they write outside HTML, it performs fast. Then why it is not recommended in any trainings? That means nobody will teach you this. Nobody will tell you this. But you will see this, right? Why everybody is not recommending me this? No YouTube channel tells me that write outside HTML. No website tells me that write outside HTML, but my seniors are using. Why they will not tell you? Because writing outside HTML is faster. Browsers can very fastly understand that. Means it is very high level. It is fast and simple. But they have abnormal behavior. Abnormal behavior means in some situations they can't work. Only senior experts knows their situations because they worked on lot of projects. They know the situations. And for that situation, if it suits, they will put outside. Otherwise, they will ignore. So that is the reason. So if you see anybody writing code outside HTML, don't get surprised. Why? Because that is also a technique used in real time. And when to write outside, that you will learn after 4 months of this training. Understood? That is not like in the first day you can understand why people write outside. After you finish your learning of complete technology, once you are aware of every concept, now you can understand when to write outside, when to write inside. Till that moment, don't try anything outside HTML. But remember, you will see in lot of examples, people writing the logic outside. So that is not a surprise for us because we know that it can be done. But it is not recommended because it is having abnormal behavior. Right? So later, once you gain experience in learning the technology, you will know the technique, when to put outside, when to put inside HTML. As of now, everything must be inside. Which scope? Everything must be inside HTML. So document, lexical scope is nothing but it is bottom to top approach. It is bottom to top approach. That means developers can write code outside HTML scope, so which can perform better, but have abnormal behavior. Abnormal behavior. That is the point about this. So later you are going to understand the situation of outside and inside, and you will see that how it varies. Currently, you can't try because for that you need to learn lot of techniques. I will show one example just for your understanding. Don't worry what I am writing. Just see the concept. See, what I am doing is in this page, I am designing something. So welcome. And I am writing here some content. Don't worry what I am writing. Just see the concept here. So actually, I am writing some effect. Okay. Actually, this is a page. I will do here inspect. In the inspect, let's go to network category. It is network category. In the network category, so here it is a recording. Fine. I am writing some effects. Wherever heading is there, background color will be some red, color will be some white. Just see the concept. Huh? So this is white and text align is center, and some border is so 1 pixel solid black. Okay, you see, I'm adding some effects. You see here, I am loading this page. I got some output here. Observe carefully the time duration happened here. Observe carefully there. So how much time it taken for loading? How much time it taken for loading? 101 milliseconds. It took 101 milliseconds for loading. The entire design I created, it took 101 milliseconds. Observe carefully. I written these styles. I written the styles in the document. But see now, I will remove from there. I will put the same style outside. As per the traditions, everybody will teach you to write inside. But we are not following the tradition. I am removing it and I am keeping outside. Now I will show you here. Let's refresh this page and you will see it is 66 milliseconds. 66 milliseconds. That means 100 milliseconds it took earlier. Now time reduced. It is fast. That means keeping the code outside HTML is performing high, fast. Then why it is not recommended? It is not recommended because it is abnormal in behavior. Abnormal means in some situations it will fail. What are those situations that you cannot catch in the beginning days? That you will learn after all technologies in design. That is the reason if you go to real-time projects and see the code of your senior who is writing, you will see that lot of code is written outside HTML. You ask him why you are writing outside, he will say it will work fast. Then you ask him again, do you want me to write outside? He will say no, you write inside. Whether to write it outside or not, place it outside or not, later I will decide. He will check. And if you ask, tell me the trick how to write, then he will say after 5 years, you will understand. Don't get excited in that. Don't worry about it. Leave it to me. After 4 years, you will understand by yourself, then you can try. Right? That means they will not even try to explain you why. Why? Because they can't explain why. For that, they need to make you work on several projects, then you will understand. That is the reason. Remember, everything is not written inside HTML scope. There are a lot of content written outside the scope, breaking the traditions. Why? Because performance is important. And that is not recommended because they fail in various occasions. So that is the reason only experts are recommended to do. Just like you say, an advertisement comes, in that bottom they will say stunts are performed by experts. Don't try at home. Same. These are stunts performed by experts. You don't need to try them. Understood? Such software stunts you will see regularly. The developers are using lot of techniques. Your brain will explode. You can't understand. You will learn in one way, they are doing in another way, right? Then you are very much confused, right? Why my trainer trained me like this? And why these people are using like this? You will be confused. Those all you are going to understand. You will understand those situations, right? Why they will write like that, right? For that, first you need to learn tradition, then you can break the traditions, right? So this is very important. So up to now, I hope you understood. Document scope, lexical scope. Is it clear? So let's create the document. First, it should start with what? Doc type HTML. It is called document declaration. After that, document scope. Document scope will have an attribute. What is it? Language, English, India. After that, inside the document scope, how to design? Let's see. Inside the document scope, this is next part, is every document comprises of two sections. Every document contains two main sections. One is head section. Another one is body section. Two sections. Head is defined by using a head element, and body is defined by using body element. These are two sections in a document. Every HTML document contains two sections, the head and body. What is purpose of this? What is difference between head and body? Let's see that point. So inside HTML document, two sections will be there. One section is head, another section is body. Two sections will be there in a HTML page. What is difference between them? Let's see. To understand that, one simple concept I will show you here. For example, you are having a browser. So let's see, here we are having a browser. So we are having a browser. In last session, I already explained browser architecture, how browser works. Engine, I showed you how browser is going to work, the behind architecture for that. And you see, actually, generally every browser have some memory allocated. This is a browser memory. This is the browser memory. For every browser, some memory is allocated and data is stored inside the browser memory. Now, you designed a page. In this page, two contents are there, content 1 and content 2. Now, these two contents have to display in browser. These two contents have to display in browser. Now, what happens is there are two approaches actually. One approach is the content will first load into memory of browser. After loading into memory of browser, it will wait in the memory. Whenever browser wants, it can access and show you. That means the content is not directly delivered to browser. The content is not directly shown in browser. It is not directly delivered to browser. The content will load into memory. It will stay in memory. Whenever it is required, browser will access from memory and use it. This is one content. Another type of content is it directly loads into browser. Without going into memory, it directly goes into browser. That means in our page, there will be two types of content. One content goes into memory. From memory, it is delivered to page. Another content directly delivered to page. Directly you can display. Now, the content which is intended to load into memory and from there send to browser, this content is defined. This content is defined in a head section. That is defined in head section. And the content which is intended to directly load into browser without loading into memory, that is defined in body. So what kind of content I have to keep in head section? What type of content I have to keep in head section? The content which should not directly load in browser. The content which should not directly display in browser. That I have to design in head. Where it will load then? It will first load in memory. It will wait in memory. From the memory, it is given to browser. If you don't want it to go into memory, directly you want to display it, then you can create that and configure it in body. You can define in the body section. So two types of contents are present. Contents head, another one body. What is difference between head and body section? Difference is nothing but actually head section comprises of content which is intended to load into browser memory and then delivered to browser. First it is loaded into browser memory and then loaded and it is delivered to browser. That is head section. And body section comprises of content which is intended to load into browser directly. It is loaded into browser directly. It is intended to load directly into browser. So what is difference between head and body section? That is the reason actually what happens is many people have wrong idea about HTML and all these things in general. That means some people will tell you that this must be in head section only, but you write in body also it works, right? It will work. Then why we need to know the standards? Because if you want your page to work in all situations in a same way, then you have to design as per standards. If you don't follow the standards, if you don't design according to standards, then in different occasions, that page will fail. It will not work. Actually, when you are developing websites, one of the main problem is websites lead to catastrophic failures. Catastrophic failures means we don't know when it will fail. Suddenly it stops. Due to some technical reason, it fails. For example, you see a lot of things like suppose an OTT channel is there. You are watching Netflix, Amazon, all these, right? You are watching some movies in OTT channel. Some new movie released. When some new movie released, what happens? That movie have high demand. Then millions of people wants to watch immediately when it is released. Then due to some issues, it will crash. Application crash. Have you heard about this? Even your websites crash. Right? Have you heard about that? that these are called catastrophic failures. That means up to now it is properly working, but suddenly it stopped. Why it is stopped? Nobody can tell the correct reason until or unless he knows the complete architecture. Why it failed? What is the reason behind this? That means when you design a page, if you don't follow standards at certain places, it will fail. That is the reason in real-time development, we never take chance. We do all as per standards. While learning, people come with this question. They say that, sir, you said to write in head section, but I written in body section, it is working. It will, in various occasions, it will fail. Then what you will do? That means you are simply saying that riding a bike with a helmet is mandatory. And you said that I am daily riding without helmet. What is happened? What will happen? Nothing will happen. When situation comes, you will not be there. Right? That means the point is nobody cares. You don't wear helmet. You say that I am not wearing helmet. I am riding a bike. I am doing well. Then why you say wear helmet? Because if you don't do that, then later you will face problem. Right? Same. Right? Learners have this idea every time. When we say that you write like this, they will come with another idea. They will say that, sir, I written like this, but it is working. It will work, but it will fail in different occasions. So no chance. We should not take such chances in real-time development. So, yeah. So the point here is developing as per the standards is always important so that it will not lead to the catastrophic failures. That is the reason which content you have to keep in head section, the content which is not directly loaded into browser. It will first load into memory, from the memory to browser, right? That is what head section is. So now we will see how this head section works. Now we will see head section of HTML page. As per the rules, as per the tradition, what we have to keep in the head section of want directly to deliver to the browser, then give that content to which location? You have to give that content to head. Actually, HTML head section contains HTML head section typically comprises of following elements. What are those elements? We have title, we have a link, we have meta and style and script. These are the things we keep in head. According to the rules of HTML, typically head section contains these things. These are the concept, these are the elements you need to keep in the head section. What are these? We will see now. What are these? How they work? We will see. What is title, link, meta, style, and script? So HTML page, according to the tradition, head section contains all these. Let's see. First, I will create the head section. Then we will go to the body. In the head section, what is the first one is title. Actually, title is nothing but generally, what is the purpose of this title? Title is nothing but it contains information which is displayed in the title bar of browser. It contains information which is displayed in the title bar of browser. And very important, it is used by title bar and favorites. It is used by title bar and favorites. These two people use this title. Title contains information which is displayed in the title bar of browser. And it is used by title bar and favorites. Both will use them. I will show you that. See, now we designed this page. Let's run this page. Open with live server. When we open this page, you can see that currently page is empty, no problem. But you can see that this is the page address actually. This page address is used as title. Whatever page address is there, that is used as title. But I want a reasonable title here. Because generally, suppose if I open Netflix, so Netflix or any another, you can see Netflix, what it is showing here is not in here. It is different. That means what is there here, it is not displaying here. It has different. That is designed by using title. We design this by using title. That means now what I will do, let's go. And here in the head, we will add a title. And in the title, I will write, so suppose Flipkart and online shopping, something like this. And automatically, when the page is opened in browser, and it will contain that title now. That means what is in address, the same is not here. It is different. Whenever anybody opens our page, we don't want that complete URL in title. We just want a summary. Like Netflix, watch TV shows, movies. Like we have Flipkart, online shopping, all such things. This is called title. Title is used for another purpose also. This is one. Another purpose is we can add this web page as favorite page. How to add this page favorite? You see in browser, there is a star button. Am I right? You know that this is favorites. Favorites means if you visit this regularly, then you can add to favorites so that next time you can access easily. So when you add that button, automatically the same title will be used in favorites. So title that you have written is used in two occasions. One on title bar, another one favorites. Another on favorites, right? This is important. So title is used for these reasons. Not only that, let's do one more thing here. Suppose this is Netflix. I will open Google. Let's open Google. In Google, I'm searching for, in this Google, I'm searching for Netflix. When I'm searching for Netflix, Google shows some results. In the results, the title it shows for that is also picked from your title only. That means, is it being used only by browser? It is not just used by browser. Even search engines also use this title. And if search engine is using the title and displaying in results, this concept is called as, SEO, search engine optimization. That means title is very important for a web page. because it is used in three places. It is used in title bar, it is used in favorites, it is used in SEO. This is very major. These days, if you designed a website and it is not SEO friendly, search engine friendly, it is waste of a website. That means these days, everybody knows about your website, your business, your content by searching in Google. And if your website is not designed as per standards, it will not come in such results. If website is not coming in such results, that means it is not SEO friendly, search engine friendly. So to make the title search engine friendly also, you need a title for the page. So that means who else uses this title? This title is also used by, it is also used in SEO. SEO means what? Search engine optimization. It is also used in SEO. That what is this SEO? You are going to learn what are the concepts of SEO. As of now, in search results, if your website is found and it have to display what this website is about, the title is picked up from title. That means the title you written for your page will be used in SEO also. It is used by browser, it is used by favorites, and it is used by SEO. That is very important. So that is the concept. So how do we write syntactically? We have doc type HTML. In that we have HTML with a language, English, India. After that, we have a head section. In this, we have a title. I given some Flipkart and same online shopping. That is the title. And close the head section and close the HTML. This is the page. Up to this part, we designed it. So document declaration, document scope, head section, and in head section, title. What is the title to display, right? And all these examples I will upload into Google Classroom. Already you have the Google Classroom. People who are not there, so who are new, for them, I will share the Google Classroom at the end of the session. You can go through that. Their previous videos also will be there. That means you missed out the early 2-3 videos of demos. Those videos you can find there. You can check them. At the end of the session, I will share you the Google Class code, right? So that you can see the previous videos also, right? And these all examples I will upload into that Google Classroom. You can get it from there. Okay. Now, title is okay. Title is ready. Next important, after title, we have another important concept, that is link. After title, the next important is link. The next important option is link. Now you can see what is link. I will show you here. Actually, link is nothing but in the head section, it is used to link any external document to your web page. External document to your web page. Actually, it is it links two things. One is fav icons and style sheets. I will show you them. It links fav icons and style sheets. So in the head section, after you designed the title, the next one in the head section is a link, very important. Style sheets you will see later, CSS that is related to. Actually, when you open the website, see, suppose you see Netflix. When you see Netflix, this is the title. And beside the title, there is an icon. This is called fav icon. We call that as fav icons, favorite icons. These are shortcut icons. Every company have their own logo as icon. So now we need our own icon here. That means we need to design a shortcut icon similar to this and put it here. That means whenever anybody opens, I need a proper title and a icons. Actually, technically, these icons are called as, we call these icons as fav icon. We call them fav icon, favorite icons. And how to design these favorite icons? Let's see that point. How to keep that. When you design a page, it must have a favorite icon. How do we design this favorite icon? Observe carefully that favorite icon is an image, a small picture with some effects. So when you design favorite icon, you have to know some standard rules that every favorite icon must have extension .ico. Generally, pictures have different formats, JPG, PNG, but icons must have ICO, right? Some browsers will support JPG, PNG also, but we don't recommend. Always it is recommended to keep what type of files? ICO. Another point, observe carefully, there is very less space there. Very less space there. That means you cannot put large pictures there. That is what generally when learners learning the technology, they fail here. That means they will come with a complaint that, sir, I am uploading my photo, it is not coming. Why your photo will come there? That means uploading a large file and you are displaying in a small place. That means software development needs little bit common sense also. Not only software programming. You see how much place is there? And you are trying to upload a big photo and say it's not coming. How it will come? That means you need little bit general concept thinking also, right? How much place is there? How much image I am uploading? Is it suitable for that? These are all general basic things. Now, can you tell how much space it may be? For that, you will learn in the technology. Actually, as per the standards, the minimum size for icons, it should be from 16 pixels, 16 into 16 pixels to 32 into 32 pixels. Maximum, this you can try. Make sure that the picture that you are uploading, it is between this 16 to 32 maximum. That is good for favorite icons. If you try large images, they can't display, right? That means you need to make sure that it is between this, right? Let's do that and see how. So first, you want a favorite icon. How to create a favorite icon? Let's see. First, we will see this one. This you will see later. After CSS, you will learn how to handle that. So how do we put a favorite icon? I am showing you. Creating a fav icon for our website. How to create a fav icon for our website? Let's see the process, how to create the fav icon. First, what you do is, this is our project. Let's go to our project. In this project, where to keep all the static resources? All static resources are kept in which folder? Public. In public folder, in images folder, I will keep a new file. Select that images folder. I am adding a new file. File name, I will give as favicon.ico. This is the file name. You can give any name to file. A, B, C, X, Y, Z, any name. But every website traditionally have favorite icons by only one name. That is favicon. Right? Website development is a team-based development. What you are writing, another developer is extending it. That means what you write, he should able to understand. That's the reason you should name them as per the traditions. You can give any name, doesn't matter. But every website usually have a favorite icon, by which name? Favicon. And what should be the extension? ICO. We just added one file, empty. Now you see this icon is empty. There is no preview because we haven't designed it. Just we added a file. Now we have to design icon. Let's design this icon. How to design icon? You have to open this in any photo editing tool. You have to open that file in any photo editing tool because it's a photo. Photo editing tool means which photo editing tool you know? No need of very complicated. MS Paint is enough. MS Paint is enough. Photoshop and all not required because actually in real-time projects we use them. Photoshop, Illustrator, CorelDRAW, they are very highly qualified photo editing softwares, right? But you are just learner. Just today you started designing the page and you can't talk about complicated softwares for designing. So simple things you can try. Later you will use them, right? You can simply use MS Paint. You know MS Paint, you can try that. Let's open this file in MS Paint. To open this file in MS Paint, we should know where this file is. You can right click on the file and select Reveal in Explorer. When you select Reveal in Explorer, it will show its location. You can see this is its location. This is its location. And in this location, right click on favicon and open with. You can open with which software? Paint. Open with Paint. Then it opens in MS Paint. And you see this is a large one. You can see how much space? 1800 pixels into 600 pixels. It's very huge. I need to set the size to 30 to 32 maximum. Then you can go to File menu. You can go to Image Properties. Image Properties, it will ask how much width and height you want in pixels. So on screen, everything is measured in pixels. Everything we have to measure in pixels. That means you have to use pixels. And here, how many pixels width and height you want? I told you already, maximum I will change that to 32 into 32. That is the maximum, 32 into 32. Okay. Now you can see the page becomes very small. Actually, the page is here. You can see the page is only this much. Now in this, you have to design your logo. You have to design the logo. Let's do one thing. I will zoom it. And here I am designing a simple logo. I will just use a simple character here. Let's put a character here. Let's write the character some, okay. I will write here. So F, I'm writing F. I'm just using the character F with a different font style. Suppose I will use a different font style F. Oh, this is too much different. Yeah, I will write like this. That is F. Little bit font size decrease so that it fits into it. And here I defined like this. That's very small. Okay, I will just take a star and I will keep very light here. Just I will put a star like this here. Okay, this is what I designed. That means just a favorite icon. At the top, we will keep right. Okay, this is very small, right? This is very small. Like this, I created some icon. Its original size, this original size is this. This is very small. That's original size is very small. This is the image. Right? You can apply anything. Suppose I just kept here some border. Suppose I am just keeping a black border here for that. And you see this is You can add anything you want. Now save this. Your icon is ready. That means you can see your icon looks like this. And I want this icon for my page. Then what we will do is, let's go to the page now. In the head section, we have to link. We have to link. Where is the file that you want to link? You have to mention its path. So that is defined as href. Href means hyperreference. Hyperreference. Hyper means I already told you in the beginning. Hyper means beyond. So reference is path, from where it is coming. Where it is present, it is in a folder called public. In public, it is in images. In images, it is favicon.ico. But unfortunately, the problem here is the same link is used for CSS also. That means it can link CSS, it can link favorite icons. Now browser is confused what you are linking. Is it a favorite icon or is it a CSS file? You have to tell the browser. Otherwise, it cannot use it. So you have to tell the browser as link relation. Link relation. It is mandatory. If you don't mention, it will not work. Because link can relate to two things: shortcut icons and style sheets. Currently, which one you are using? Shortcut icon or style sheet? Shortcut icon. So link relation must be shortcut space icon. That is a reserved word. Exactly, you have to write like that, including spaces and spelling. If you miss a small point, it will not work. Everything matters. That means shortcut, one word, space, icon, another word. If you miss this, it will not work. So it's ready now. Let's go and see. When you see that, you can see in our browser that icon is there. That icon is added here. That means we have our own icon. If you want, you can make editing anytime. That means what I will do, I will go to MS Paint. It is still opened there. Let's open in MS Paint, right click, open with what? Paint. Open with Paint, and here you do the modification. What I am doing, suppose I am drawing something like this. Suppose I am drawing some rounded rectangle here. Okay, let's keep the thickness like this. Inside that, let me fill up with a color. So inside that, let me keep with a text. And here the text, I will use a different broad font style. So, and I write here F and with some text like this. I just changed my logo there. And this is what we designed. And I will save this now and close and close. Now my favorite icon changed for the site. That means you can change your favorite icon, right? Many times people ask like, can we have several favorite icons, right? You can have, but that's not reasonable. Why? Because every page can have different icons. But that is not reasonable, because usually company will have only one logo, and in every page they will display that logo until or unless it is a industry like some Reliance Fresh, one logo, Reliance Digital, another logo, Reliance some another logo. But if it is a single environment, it will usually have only one, right? That means favorite icons are defined in this way. This is how we design a favorite icon. So what are the basic points? Let's see. First thing, what you have to do. Go to your project, public images folder. And there, what you have to do, add a new file. By which name? favicon.what? ICO. After that, right click on file and you have to select reveal in Explorer. Reveal in Explorer means it will open in File Explorer. It will open in File Explorer. Then what you have to do, right click on icon file and open with MS Paint, right? You can open with MS Paint. Now what you have to do, Control+E, or you can go to File menu. There will be properties of MS Paint and set size, how much? 32 into 32 pixels. This will open the paint properties. In the paint properties, you have to set the page size 32 into 32. After that, so you draw your icon and save. You have to save the file. After that, now go to your index page, index.html page, and link. How do we link in our index.html page? In head section, we have to use link relation is equal to style sheet, and the link href is equal to it is in where? Public. In public images, it is what? Fav icon dot what? ICO. That's what, relation is not style sheet. Relation is what? Shortcut icon. Yeah, that's what you need to define. If it is CSS, it will be style sheet, right? You are using a shortcut icon, this you have to do. Now, which one is first? Title is first or link is first? There is no order. You can write anything anywhere, right? That means in head section, usually we have link title. What is first, what is second doesn't matter. You can write first link, after that title, or write title after that link. There is no order for attributes also. That means first you write href, after that you write relation, no problem. You write first relation, after that href, no problem. In HTML, in a container, in an attributes list, there is no order. You can put any order you want, they will work, right? So these must be in the head section. Now, if you put in body section also, they work. If you put in body section also, they work. But what happens in some occasions, they will fail. For example, if you put in body section and some search engine is searching, they don't search for title in body. They search for head because they are robots. So I will explain that scenario. We will see that, right? Generally, when you are doing Google search, what happens? When you are doing Google search, so many search results will come. In Google, when you search, so many search results will come. When search, see, I'm typing some Netflix, so many results are coming. Here, Netflix related, so many results will come. Now, the point is here, who is showing us all these results? Who is searching for us? Actually, this entire searching is done by Google entire searching is done by Google robots. Google have robots. They call these robots as web spiders and web crawlers. These are the robots which are doing the searching job. Not a human is doing this. You are writing some words, a robot is searching and giving. So a developer should write logic understandable to robots. If robots cannot understand your logic, then they will ignore your page. That is the reason you have a website. That website will not come in search results because you have to do a lot of work to do that. That means we call that concept as SEO. search engine optimization. We will discuss that point. So robots cannot understand titles and favorite icons if they are kept in body. Where a robot will search for title, robot will search for title in link. It is in head section, right? But you written in body section, it will work for you. You open and see, it will work. But robot cannot recognize that. Then they will ignore your page. That is the reason you see here, I am removing this code. Yeah, I am removing this code from here. There is no title, nothing. That means now the page doesn't have a title and all. I will keep that in body. There is a body section, we will keep it here. In the body section, when I keep it here, title is working, icon is not working now. That means some are working, some browsers will work, some browsers cannot. Some browsers can't show icons even you put in head. Because those browsers have their browser logo, they don't change them. That means some websites icons will not come, even you written in head section. Some browsers can't show. For example, old version of Internet Explorer is there. In that old version Internet Explorer, when you open any website, only E will come. E. Your logos will not come. It doesn't mean that your code is not working. Your code is working, but some browsers cannot recognize. In that case, we should write as per standards, right? That is the reason while learning HTML, lot of browser dependency problems will come. Don't worry. That means they will confuse you. You will write correctly, but they don't work properly. That is not your issue. That is browser issue. You need to change the browser and you have to handle it. You need to change the browser and you have to verify it, right? That is actually managed. That is actually managed by these techniques. So where to keep these two? Remove from here and keep in which section? Head. So head section contains two things. One is title, another one link. Is it clear to everyone? Right? How to create a shortcut icon and how to put that shortcut icon into the page. You have to design one icon and keep that in the page. Now in the head section, one more we will see here. In the head section, another important is we have meta. Another important in the head section is meta. Another very important concept in the head section is meta. What is the concept of meta? Actually, meta refers to metadata. Meta refers to metadata. It refers to metadata. What is metadata and why it is required? Actually, metadata for website is required to make the page SEO friendly. To make the page SEO friendly and responsive. These two are important. SEO friendly and responsive. Search engine friendly and responsive. Meta is very important. In lot of interviews, you will face questions on this. Means once you go to interviews as a web developer, several questions are asked to you on meta concept. This is a little bit important one to understand. Responsive and SEO friendly. We will see both simple points first. Actually, what is meant by responsive? Responsive means a web page can change itself according to device that you are watching. I hope you see in your mobile, you are watching YouTube. You opened YouTube, you are watching a video. You rotate your mobile to landscape. YouTube plays full screen. Am I right? How YouTube knows that you rotated your mobile? How YouTube knows that you rotated your mobile? That is a great concept. That means they are doing great work there. They even know how you are watching. That means you rotate to portrait again, it will show to small screen. That's a great concept. It may look very simple, but architecturally it is very complicated. Right? That means how do I know how he is watching, where he is watching? He is watching on a smartphone. I need to fit onto smartphone. He is watching on a smartwatch. I need to fit onto smartwatch. These days, people use smartwatches. A notification comes on those smartwatches. From mobile, it is mirrored. This is all not so easy. They are very complex concepts. These days, you can't call yourself as developer if you can't design a page which can fit on different devices easily. That is called responsive. Responsive means your website should be in such a way that it fits any device easily. You watch on a mobile, fit to mobile. You are watching on a tab, fit to tab. You are watching on PC, fit to PC. It should fit accordingly. This is called responsive. And to create responsive, we have a lot of options. Lot of options are there for creating responsive. One I will show you. Later, one by one, we will explore everything. First, see, in the head section, first important is in the head section, we have meta. Meta have a very important option called meta have name viewport. Meta have a name called viewport. This tells the browser to get the information about where user is viewing your site. Meta name viewport, it identifies where you are watching this website. That is good. That means now what viewport means? Viewport means, view means UI. Viewport, what is the meaning of viewport is nothing but actually we have view. Now view have several ports. Actually view have several ports. Just like you have USB ports. One port is for PC. Another port is for some mobile. So another port is for some watch like devices. That means you can watch your websites in different places. Now what viewport will do is it will identify the port. That means your device will broadcast that. That means when anybody opens a website on mobile, that website can know about the device. That means they can know, is it mobile, is it tab? It can even measure the screen. It can even measure the orientation. Orientation means portrait, landscape, how you are watching, it can do that. So viewport indicates which screen he is using, on which screen he is watching. Now what should happen? Whatever body content is designed, this body content should fit to that screen. Am I right? That means first get the information about where he is watching, then fit this content to that screen. How to do that? For that, first you have to ask viewport. After that, you have to say content. Content means current page content. It should fit to the device width. That means here we have to write width is equal to device width. Device width. And we will use one more attribute, initial scale. Initial scale is equal to 1.0. Or we generally write 1. Initial scale. Scale means zoom. Zoom 1 means 100%. 150 means 150. 1.5 means 150%. Zoom. Why we need to zoom? Because if a person is watching our website on small screen, right, then we cannot show small letters. Little bit size we need to zoom. Automatically our page starts zooming depending on screen size. That's very, very good. Right? These days, we need to design this, very important. This makes the page responsive. Remember, to make the page responsive, lot of concepts are required. Out of that, one is meta. One is meta. So if anybody says that how to make the page responsive, you cannot simply say meta is enough. Meta is one option. Like meta, so many other options will be there. I will show you here now. Let's put some paragraph in this page. What I am doing is I am keeping some paragraph in the page. Copy. I am keeping some paragraph in this page. I will put some paragraph in the page. Just some paragraph I kept in the body section. Now, to make you easily understand about this, what I am showing you here is, let's open this page. I will copy this URL. Currently, I am using Edge browser. You can do one thing. Open Chrome browser. Chrome browser. In the Chrome browser, you can download mobile simulator. You can download mobile simulator. Actually, when you open Chrome browser, in the Chrome browser, you will see here there is a button extensions. You have to click on extensions button. Manage extensions will come. You have to select manage extensions. Then you can see it will show some extensions like this. Here you can search for extension. Like there is an extension called mobile, search for mobile simulator. Or you can simply Google, just in Google type mobile simulator for Chrome. Automatically it will give a setup. You install it. Once you install this mobile simulator in your computer, you can see, now I will open that page here. That page I am opening here. Here, go to options and select mobile simulator. It opens a mobile simulator like this. This is mobile simulator. And you can watch the page in this mobile screen and observe carefully. This is the page we designed. How many lines it is having? Some 10-15 lines it is having. Just change the orientation, change orientation, then the number of lines will reduce. And observe carefully, there is nothing like left-right scrolling. If I turn to portrait, then if paragraph is lengthy, it should go right side. I have to scroll left and right. But see, when I turn this here, automatically it will fit according to that browser. In early days, that means few years back, when you open websites in mobile, you have to scroll left and right. Even today, several websites, you have to scroll left and right. They are not responsive. The modern websites are all responsive. That means they will fit correctly. Remember, responsive means no scrolling left and right, only up and down. Only up and down, no left-right scrolling. So, and observe carefully, here I can change my device. I am watching on a small watch and you can see that on a watch how it looks like it will display. This is how it display. There is nothing like scrolling left and right. Everything comes on that screen, fits accordingly. And observe here, zoom level here. This is actually 100% action. This is 100%. It is small size it is having. I am doing here one work, zoom level 1.5. I am using scale 1.5. Automatically letter size will increase a little bit. You can see letter size increase. I am using here 2 here, then you can see letter size will increase more. Zoom level you can increase when you are displaying on screen. This is responsive. By default, it is 100%. That means when you design a page, that page should fit according to device. And for that, this line is very, very important. And that is done by using Meta. Meta has 2 things. Meta can be used for making SEO friendly and responsive. So for this is a syntax how we can make responsive. So what we have to write, Meta Meta name is equal to viewport. You have to write viewport. And meta have content is equal to width. It should fit which width? Device width. And initial scale. Initial scale will be how much? 1. That is how we have to write. This is one important option. Every web page in the modern generation, they use this, right? Old websites may not have this, because now in old websites, they don't use all these things. Now we recommend to use all these things. This is only one option about Meta. Now, like this, there are several other options in Meta that we will see in next session. Tomorrow we will discuss. Today, this is enough. Today, you have to try only that title and link, favorite icon. Then tomorrow, we will discuss about others, Meta, body section, and other contents. Then you can start seeing the page designs, right? Creating and everything. As of now, we learned 3 things. One is document declaration, document scope. In document scope, head section. In head section, 2 parts, title and link. Meta, more detailedly, we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. And people who joined the course from today, you can make a note. This is our Google Classroom code. So this is the Google Classroom app. You can go to Google Classroom app. In the Google Classroom app, you can join this class code. I will give you the Google class code here. Yeah, this is the Google class code. Note down this code. You join this class. If anybody missed out the previous sessions, so previous 2-3 demo sessions videos are there. I will upload. I already uploaded there. You can go through that. Today's examples and notes, everything I will upload here, right? So this is the code. You have to join this. In this already, I will show you in our classwork already topics I uploaded. Here, the previous videos will be there. These are videos. These are videos. You can watch the previous videos. So previous videos, introduction and all videos I explained, you can go there, right? And tomorrow we will continue with this. Okay. Everybody got this code now? Right. So you join this, tomorrow we will continue. Okay.